Grand rising to you all the lovers of freedom. I bring good tidings from the God of your ancestors, and also your ancestors, as many who have woken. My next prayer for you today is that you are totally well in all your ways. You've been able to create your own terms and your own narrative that will help you to succeed or survive what is coming. So please, as usual, if you lay your hands on this very broadcast at any given time, do not hesitate to share among your friends. Very, very imperative you do that. So I'm here again to unveil the mind of your fathers to you, the children. I guess by now most of us, we might have gotten it very clear that our advocacy or activism is not made for carnal people. It is made for people who have mentally, spiritually, and mentally balanced. You can be mentally balanced physically, but spiritually, there's one or two things wrong. So our advocacy is made for people who have been woken. So please, if you are watching, do not hesitate to share among your friends and your loved ones. We are supposed to be having a full house. If you are watching, share. I know many of us, we are very interested in where there are physical incitement. But for we are more interested in the spiritual aspect of it. Because this is what's going to lead to our liberation. Without this very one, it is spiritual that controls the physical. We have spent too much time in doing things that are physical. That's why today we have not been able to amount to the level we are supposed to be in terms of spiritual things. We are still being chased up and down, tossed up and down by every winds of false doctrine. So we are correcting the negative false narrative from here. If you want to be a part and parcel of that very movement, you are welcome. We are in a movement whereby nobody is Oga. Nobody is above another person. It's only some persons who choose to believe in flesh. If every one of us were called, according to how it was scripted in the book of Matthew 22, verse 14, say many are called, few are choosing. Imagine all of us were called, and at the same time we are choosing. We were called and choosing into different departments. So don't always see that your department as if is the most highest department anybody can ever be. Because there are things God have given you strength to do, and He also give another person strength to do other things. That's why it was also scripted in the book of Ephesians 4 verse 11. It says some made pastor. If you check the work of a pastor today, it's different from an evangelist. If you check what evangelist does, it's different from the one that is a prophet. So that's how God has shared. But our day-to-day society today, people are seeing themselves as a demigod. That's why I will not fail to announce to you, so many departments have been crashed down by the God of our ancestors. New armies and new soldiers is being trained as we speak. New soldiers and new armies is being trained as we speak. I want most of us right from the womb, categorically clear, I want us, let us not live or begin to behave like Moses, who after all he have done, on one occasion God gave him instruction of what to do. He started doing his own mind. You shouldn't do that. God is not respecter of nobody. Get that clear. If God loves you today and they draw you more closer, God intends to draw you more closer and give you information. Don't take it as a yardstick to start doing your personal will. If you are doing things for God, at times you are hungry and thirsty at times. That's why I relate to so many persons who have seen life from a different perspective that is different from this our own. At times I spiritual issues should at times, as you are treating it spiritually, also have the meta capability to also put it right. Okay, this thing is spiritually like that. What about when I now bring it forth to physical life? Can people be able to function with it? So, Iroro is needed in whatever thing we do. So, I'm announcing to you, so many departments, spiritual departments have been crushed down and new armies have been trained. That's why our journey may be a little bit delayed. Our transition might be delayed because so many sell out along the line when it comes to our spiritual struggles. I know many people does not believe this, but who is me to speak? But I've said my own. I've said my own. That's why most of you say, I'll be crying for God to give us Joshua. A time will come, most of us will understand what I mean by that word. Most of us will understand what I, Baba Oduhueme, the Archbishop of Activism, mean by the words talking about Joshua. Because a lot of things, so many things were done in the flesh. Series of things were done in the flesh, and it was not supposed to be like that. Now it is breaking news. The reason why I call it breaking news, all the time we always come out with new spiritual informations. That's why I call it. But I'm not talking about breaking news that Tinubu have increased whatever. That's no longer breaking news to me. It is when our father speaks, your father send me a message to tell you, then it becomes a breaking news. Because what they are sending me to tell you is a thing it is hard to believe. So we'll not be taking about how they increase for again. That one is already there. Except for those of us who have not woken. We are going to be hit more than what we are seeing now. I told you all before, whether if we still remember, that we should get prepared. How many of you don't mark gun mention? Have you marked your own? You have to go and mark because what's to come. Because you have to fight for this freedom yourself. Now breaking news, Aswen / Ogiri. Edo State election 2024. Then the Palac supports Radicality and Rascality. The God of our ancestors listens to you when you pray sincerely from your heart. They turn us against each other to distract us from turning against them. That's some of the weapons they use so far. No one is more hated than the one who always speaks the truth. The most hated persons all over the world, particularly when you are talking about the state where we are from. I think I'm within number 1 to 3, one of the most hated persons because they don't want to hear the truth and they want to be free. Anyone that must get his freedom, you have to digest the truth. The world we are formed with truth. Even it was created ahead of us, we were given the information or given the intonation. That's why nobody wants to hear the truth about Christianity today. Because it has been long, it's there. It is very beautiful, seeing your garment, seeing your position in church, seeing your sweet melodious song. You don't want to let it go because it is beautiful. It is not all that are glitter are gold. Until we leave these very beauty pageants we believe on and embrace the other type that is ugly. There is a sense why. There is a huge sense why Proverbs 22 verse 28 must play it. Remove not the ancient landmark. There is a sense why we must go back to our roots. There is a sense in it. If not, we go nowhere. If not, we go nowhere. The same dream that Joseph had, his brother, they hated him for nothing. Okay, thank God our beloved apostle is here right now. Let's assume Apostle Alfred had a dream of becoming one day minister for so or so. I think he's called, what commissioner did you know how he called himself? I think the truth commissioner. He hated banana. He haven't committed any crime. The same thing happened for Joseph. But you will hear after now that you will see as he relocate now. May all the cosmic energy all over the world continue to guide him. You are going to now hear Joseph will so that all your friends felt, or comfort zone. There is nothing good that always happen in your comfort zone. Now we talk the truth commissioner. Because one day is going to now become a commissioner for what? You know, the people that has problem today in Edo State, they have not committed any crime. None of these people commit crimes. Either they will just tag you because there is something somebody saw about or see about the palace. He's talking about it. They will just say, okay, because the next person not talk to run. That's why any person that tell you we're talking about Osu, tell that same person what's your about Osu. Now me they talking. That does it. Now, let's not blow this very thing out of context. Let me finish the introduction. Then we'll take it gradually. No one is more hated than the one who always speaks the truth. People and time will cheat you more than the book. People and time will cheat you more than the book. With the few time I've spent in this very field of advocacy, I started from a physical whatever, a physical activism. Just normal, just advocate normally. Then I became more spiritual, let me just say, divinely. I became more spiritual divinely from 2020. That's why I could support Obaseki. I was not called. And for any person to support a government as good as Obaseki then, it showed that there is something unique about you. And you were not given money. You were not contracted. And along the line, you never say give up. When Obaseki were going through artifact or whatever, a man he insulted me. He might go. That's why I choose not to throw to and every other back at me. If I have Lakers go to the water, it become a Lakers on this very guy. I will cause him on bay. This very useless. No law why you lay me we were as at that. He went to Nigeria, the same point we were fighting for Yanagbe. But everybody will think such a person with a useless potentiality that is doing well because he's supporting one entity who is demonic. That's why I choose to make my own thing to be unique like this. The most hated person in the world, I don't care, is the people that speak the truth. And if you are ready to follow that truth, the same cover that we had, and the same future that we had, and the same destiny that we had, automatically, you are now also the same heir to do such a position. If I don't die, none of my followers will die. If I'm not sick, every of my sincere followers will not sick. That was why during injection, I tested the wahala. Your own go to your working place and tell them where you don't go take. My own was to do it. I was inside the bush. On a global scale, I gave them the worst insult of their life. Up till now, we are still on it. Do you know the people that are hacking, they know what they are benefiting. But the people that also say, man, you know what I have done in a daughter, they talk for social media, they are all passing through one pay or the other. But I'm still come here at times and give some certain recipe. That's why I'm more godly all over the world today. Under normal conditions, if I were to be using my physical flesh, I warn you about something. And although you feel about your answer, one, I'm supposed to cut you from being my friend. For real, I'm supposed to cut you from being my friend. Because I warned you about it, not one, not twice. But today, I'm still praying for the medibed to be rolled out so that every one of us will be fine. That's what God lays in my heart. Today, I might be very, very kind of harsh in my activism. But is it the way? I'm harsh because I want a lot of persons to change. God become God because of the process of fire it goes through. Who God love, he changed style. What he chastening? Discipline. In the book of Hebrews, I think 12 verse 11 or 11 verse 12 is out of that too. He said, no discipline seems to be pleasant at the time, he said, but painful. He said, but at the end result, it will yield an harvest of righteousness to them that were trained by it. That's why Proverbs 22 verse 6. He said, train up a child the way it should grow. When it is old, it will not depart from me. Now, the way we were nurtured and trained from our whole land, we were given the most useless and, sentimental, hypocritical, characters to buttress and digest it as a way of life. Go and see what's happening in other African countries today. then you will know that our enemy, we are still backward. But right now, let's work towards our gene. Nobody cares. They have a house right now. They're using grooming or breeding rascality to fight the government. If you watch the people committing mayhem today in Edo State, they are tied to the palace. Their sons and children to the palace. And these are the same people the palace have accepted with their useless frequency to say these are our children, because they support them in the evil they commit. So until such an entity is removed, Edo State will not peace. Even though it brings Jesus Christ come. The reason why most of you did not even see today what Obaseki did, because the palace covered it by calling Ogyomba. They cover it. At the time you do their will, you tell them, don't worry. Even though we see you doing child sacrifice, we don't care. Do your adrenal crow, yari yari. Even your private jet say, you have a Mongian from Kafashan. But if you intend to say, okay, now, we cannot keep on like this. Why not let her have a gene? Before you know, no, talk, boy. That's when Oba came in. Oba terminal syndrome. Even when it is wrong. But we have read so many scriptural verses of the Bible. When God sent Isaiah to go and meet Hezekiah in Isaiah 38, he said, Isaiah, go and tell Hezekiah to put his house in order, because that sickness is going to lead on to death. Hezekiah, I guess he was grumbling, he was not happy. After Isaiah delivered the message, he screws up his face like this. Why God go send you this kind of message concerning me? He turned back against the wall and said, God, check my record. He was not laughing when he was saying it. Imagine somebody that come and tell you, say you want that. You are not going to be very happy. But I guess I can perceive it. Isaiah, maybe Ezekiel even say, the way it was created. I'm not imagining it. The man way they talk. But imagine you have an entity who have control and groom the people. Any musician that want to sing, if you not use their name, why so one album, so second album, they'll go make you sing album where you're not supposed to join that music. That will make your God that created you to hate you. They force you to support their shenanigans. They force you to. Now people give and done. Do you expect such a person will ever go forward in life? And the message for me now, if I begin to use my voice to praise such a useless entity, I will become an empty vessel that made the largest noise. That's why no person in the whole world could talk about injection. No person. You don't get the grace now. You don't get the grace. You can't wire tie. But if you look at it, we have nanoparticles in our system. There was you have nanotech, you are nanobots. From nanobot, it becomes nanoparticles. Now go and look at all these scientific things, whether it's good for you. But today, people are covering up. Here you make up ego. Nobody cares about it today. Even our people that feel they are red, anytime they see such a post, here they get ready to cover up. When the main people, Antonio Dr. Fauci, the medical advisor of the whole world, the reason why they live is working with Donald Trump. He gets so many things we see they reveal. I can interview. All of them in one, but what the top scientists, Yatori, may your head worry me. No one on Ragman now. A Russia might destroy biolab in Ukraine. You have destroyed almost about 38 biolabs. A doctors in Amieva are. But we have some alien today who think believe everybody believe. And that is the major problem we have today. Injection is the major problem. It's the population agenda, but nobody cares. But this was what a kingdom we are supposed to be pushing. Why is it that everything that happens is all about them? I know a lot of people that don't want this. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing what God has sent me. As you are having physical achievement, houses, hotel, Also, you have to also have spiritual achievement. Your spiritual achievement is what is going to speak for you on the last day. It's what going to make you, if you are going to be seeing your children, that day, our day. I've seen a lot of persons today. Their great-great-grandmother is the one giving them strength to do exploits. That is how everybody was supposed to be. As you are living, or the family, that very child will not carry your physical image or your life. At the time you are able to woken up, these are woken, you have transmitted from 3D dimensional consciousness to 5D dimensional consciousness. There will not be a relationship between you and that your grandmother or your grandfather. You get I get him away anyhow. Not because they not try. He says, surely they will gather. If they gather enough of the Lord, say, they will gather to scatter. Because the reason why I always tell us about some spiritual things here, this is what is going to save you, and this is how life look like. If it's not like that, I will not say it. I always tell you something that will not even make you give me money. I always tell you something that will not even make you to like me. Because the truth is bitter. I will not always come here all the time. Everything is fine. The day you enter abroad, you put more loads on your head. If care is not taking away destiny away. One, the food you eat is poison. Most of these fast food joint today, now you mo boya le obunse. A placenta no deliver boku ni. A McDonald's only how we prepare me a mobile. The records are out there for those of us that do research. Now you have all your life, you have polluted your life with such a thing. I call that chemicals. How are you going to be your real self? That's why our father do this. They don't drink milk like that. If they want to drink, let's say all this part of me once in a while, Bonvita. Animal with them one key. They'll get something inside. Yam, they'll get something inside. Plantain, they'll get something inside. The highest vitamin that they take, they go eat cherry. They go eat mango. They go eat pear. The one oh, and they'll see eat avocado. Just look at it. That everything. Before you have a vegetable from the farm. They are very healthy. Now, the more you eat those food, the more it nourishes all the system of your body. Now you came here, everything is chemical. How are you going to get it? That's why today the senselessness of our people. Oh, that's one. The senselessness of our people, that's one. Because of the nanoparticles that have been infused into our system. And we accepted it. Instead of most of us right now to start rejecting it and start vomiting it in whichever. It is a conspiracy theorist. There's no problem. You can call me any name that you want. That's why no social media voice was it today. Who even? Let's get closer to this very aspect of what this guy is also talking about. Let's see if there's any good thing that can come out from there. Now, there is something I want to tell us here. I know I've been talking about God give us Joshua, God give us Joshua. A lot of persons don't really understand what I mean by that word. And I'm troubled in my mind that most of us, the percentage of people that we understand this very aspect, before I turn it over, I turn the next page. Because if you must read the next page of any book, you have to turn the previous one. You have to cover the previous one, no matter how beautiful it is. Now, if we must get what we want, this very one must be understood by everyone. Earlier, the better for you to understand it or understood it, it will be more better for you. Now, when I talked about Joshua, so many mistakes have been made. And this one will not make me to read Isaiah chapter 59 for you. You know, as it was created. Before I go more detail. He said, behold, the Lord's hands is not shortened, that it cannot save, nor his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. But there's something that we did. Every one of us. Either disobedient to nature will make your life to be miserable. At the time God has called you, into some certain specific area of this life, and you refuse. You want to always follow what communities are doing. There are most people today that are supposed to be a nurse, so that they will be treating other people due to Renoya Hire. Do you know today, many of these people, they went to go and marry land grabber. There are people today who got their destiny. You are going to be a nurse. Because maybe his father, his parents was also this a herbalist who give medicine to people. Now we at your way so that you can't have the natural herb that we have at home. Such a person went to go and rape bees at me. By so doing, he have made the highest mistake in his life. This is where parental guidance is very, very important. But your parents will can't go follow Jesus. Your father go reveal to him. He will not. Now, let's look at that Isaiah 59 verse 2. He said, but your iniquity. Let me just cite that so that you know what I'm talking about. He said, behold the hands of God. That's Isaiah 59 verse 1. He said, behold the hands of God is not shortened, that he cannot save, nor his ear heavy that he cannot hear. Then the verse 2 of that Isaiah 59. He said, but your iniquity has separated you from your God, and your sin have hidden his face from you, so he will not hear you. You see a problem. Now, not that since we have been praying, God cannot just send whatever from heaven. There are mistakes we keep on making. Keep on committing iniquity. There's something that happened recently. For those of you women, if you do not settle your spiritual differences between you and your ancestors, the same if not lele were, if not lele were no wele na no ya wele are Pentecostal, they are going to fire a man into your life that will come and frustrate you. They don't care. That's why most of you shout that. Why is it that after you come across another man who will not pay your house rent? After that man frustrated you, because there was something you would have do, at least recognize where you are from, so that you don't get yourself totally disconnected. You did not. That was why they would have stopped that man or give you the mind that they will not even put into your heart where whatever decision you take in was where you now that would have guided you to have a second thought and say, no, this man, despite is beautiful with flat tummy, despite I will not my beauty. The spirit will not, other spirit will not motivate you to not like beauty. Even when your friends are talking to you, you don't want to hear. Because they want to show you win. Most of you today, you are a problem to yourself. After you might have lost billions of nairas, then you now come across another man again who will now started giving you house rent, share you up, or to allow, but they just wanted you to learn. If you can realize and turn back and beat your people. Many people today, they are going to live complaining. Confidence and courage is lost. I really want to put that here because of the recent sack that is going on right now. If you are in line with the spirit, no man with your money. You are only going to help that man, okay? No one will help her to fulfill his destiny. And another solar than what are you supposed to even give billions to a man before he marry you? That same man you are giving billions to for him to marry you. He's sponsoring guests somewhere, even in this Europe. Why is it that you are not the one paying billions just for you to get married? That's a man. There is a woman he loves more than you. That he will borrow or because their spirit connects. No this and no peace. Go and settle your differences. Let no pastor deceive you. Nobody cast demon. You cannot cast a spirit. What you do is settlement. According to the Bible, Jesus cast. He couldn't even cast Satan. What did he tell Satan? He said, get behind me. He couldn't. I cast a spirit. You settled them. What am I owing you? Okay. You promised to marry me inside the water. Now I cannot really marry you. You only marry Wagner. You meet your parents and your parents do the needful. They know what to do. They will separate you from that very woman or from that very man. You exchange the spirit you are also then you live your life. But if you say you want to go and meet a deboye, banned, you will fall here, fall there. They will tell you it is gone. You got to come back again. Maybe a condom on Tayag, Beke can hang you one again. Maybe a condom it no. You are going to be possessed again and you are damaging your lives. I'm putting this one here because we are not going to be creating special topics about it. Now, what did that mean? Why did I quickly put this one here? So that each and every one of us should go and start settling our differences. There is a debt you have already owned. You need to settle it. If I thought maybe most of you, there are ways you can also modernize your hands. You modernize it all arena. And I see labor. Who are the co-manager? Maybe you are supposed to be working the capacity. Your IGRO, internal generated revenue, is supposed to be 90. Maybe you do 40 on so where I live. But we are adding a lot of Pentecostalism to our life, which will not favor anybody. Now let's look at that Isaiah chapter 59 verse 3. He said, for your hands are stained with blood. Who is he talking about here? This one is talking about our political terrain. He said, for your hand, the way it was scripted down, for your hand are stained with blood, and your finger with iniquity. Your lips are spoken lies, and your tongue muted injustice. This is what we are facing today. That's the reason for our stagnancy. Imagine you came in, there was an entity you were supposed to bruise. You were using settlement. You did remove it. You did not remove it. Did you remove Tiger and Lion from the street? You did remove it. You were using settlement because as a politician, they are political wolves. They are important. You begin to look at the importance that you are going to get from them. You no longer do the will of your father that sent you. That's why I said before, Obaseki did not even know whether he was called by God. He was always see himself as a technocrat. And it's a big pity. Truth of God, Obaseki did not even know that this thing he were born because of this political race. He didn't know. Obaseki don't know. I can perceive it. If at all he knows, he made a very big blunder. You don't give enemy time to re-strategize. When worrying, first of all, clear what you are supposed to clear. That's already made. I know they look at your face. If you write your partner and enemy from the palace, it does not stop me talking about the demonic entity they put in there. Oh manakpa, you go nowhere in life. Go and mark my word. That's why the reason why most of people today, they are financial glutton. They are never bellyful. Because of the land. The land makes them to feel they have not achieved anything and they are multi-millionaire. Even if you do so, man, a man I went with Calabar, my dear, they will not do bad again rather than doing good. But go and look at people today you are seeing on the street. They are multi-millionaire. The people today you are seeing on the street, they are multi-millionaire. Multi-millionaire, not them be. But the society and what they use to cage each and every one of you still make you feel you have not achieved anything. Imagine we that come to Europe right now. Only 2 flats what we can account for. That's the only project in my head to achieve. What does it take to have a 2 flats? Without $15,000 now, $15,000. Normal saving up. If God really give you better work, say man, you can work that money out. Let's say under 2 years, that is go just free for you. With contract, let's say you are into construction, or even this limpiaza of 18. You they do cleaning for one hotel, on that one you don't get that money. That's what you have spent 20 years. That was only the monument you are seeing. And the bacon so cracking. Do you think that's normal? Do you think that's normal? It's not normal. Now, talking about the spiritual aspect of it, we have not done anything for ourselves. We have not been able to feel our cloud. And then most of our fathers, they could feel the cloud. That's what you do. There are children today, they don't suffer that much when we suffer. They may widen the job. I'm the most happiest person in the world. Because what freaks you does not freak me. Imagine, have you ever seen somebody? Project or no project, you are happy. What's supposed to give a lot of person joy today, giving them headache. Some persons were supposed to be married. And they are happy. Today, I was so. We tell them what like baby. You see some men today, all 12 months in a year, they complain of their wife. You see some women today, 12 months in a year, they complain of their husband. He's not happy. Because nobody feel the cloud. How will you go to be happy? When there are lapses spiritually, what you're nearly supposed to be doing, they are not doing it. I'm the most happiest man on earth. Because what frings you does not frings me. Do you know, anytime I have money to transfer, brother, I don't know whether you did work. I for like call you, I'll just call. And what did they happen, madam? I saw your call. Brother, you know, I tell you that time my children want to start school. Okay, how much do you say that time is their school fees? Their father also contributed. No, I called him, he called for me. Okay, don't worry. Don't let that one cause quarrel. If he here, don't come down. If not, transport, go to give them later. How much is the bill? The first one own at 35,000 because I don't go put them for another private school. While the second one own at 80,000. At the time I'm able to transfer that money, I'm happy. It gives me joy. What makes you give testimony does not make me give testimony. What makes me give testimony in most cases, not my personal achievement, because I'm able to reach out to some other persons. That will give me joy. If I tell you, say, the problem I have today is you, because you don't even feel boy, you will not understand. You are going to say, maybe I did do JJB. No, it's not. You are my problem. I don't have my personal issue. I'm overthinking. The worst thing that can happen to a man in this very Europe is when you are deported. And if Joseph were not deported to Egypt, how would have he become a prime minister? At times you be in a land, 20 years, nothing is working. You need to face deportation. You need to be deported or something will happen that will make you migrate. That's why there's the need for every one of us for foundation to shake so that we get another understanding. Now, let's take that Isaiah 59 verse 4. He said, no one call for justice. No one plead a case with integrity. They rally on empty argument. They utter lies. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. That's what they do. Imagine a society that consists of this. Let me just continue reading it. That's Isaiah 59 verse 5. He said, they hatch viper's egg, and weave spider's web. He whom eats of their egg dies, and from that which is crushed a viper's break out. That's why it is not every morning. Like our political space right now in Nigeria, their money is demonic. I told you, I was just trying to act on flair because it is not that too good that you are doing something and nobody even show concern, and you keep on having zeal of doing it. Then what's happening? I was told, Newton, that call will cease from reaching you. True to God. I love people that are very sincere. Because the person would have left me, I will complain, confident and courage will be lost. He told me. He said, Newton, that call will cease. There's nothing you can do with such a money, even though it's 1 billion they give to you. You are still going to tomorrow be tasty. It's as if you have not achieved anything. Wait for your time. They have nothing to do than to carry my bag of activism, then I continue the journey. So that's why whatever thing you are passing through at time, it is also my duty to let you know it is a setup for a lift-up. There are problems that you see. It's a testimony in disguise. Being that it has been scripted, and I'm in this very feed to feed you with knowledge and understanding, according to how it was scripted in the book of Jeremiah 3 verse 15. He said, I will send you a pastor according to my own heart that will feed you with knowledge and understanding. So if you happen to be following this very page, millions are not watching, don't care. So far we have put it in the air. So God knows the way to transmit it. After all, we cannot save everybody. I was expecting we are going to save tens of thousands of pure blood today. Now we now need Mendy bed. Nobody pray for Mendy bed to come. I'm praying for it because this man Simon. Can you ever do it for me? That even when you are free, you are praying for that thing to happen that will come and favor me. You don't care. Have you ever one day pray, oh, Salo boy, you be a boy now, or the taga lion, oh, and the boy now what time matter when I stand with you? You don't. And then I will move one day now, and they see you with that boy. You go deny. The same thing Peter did in the book of Luke 22. Even at the last of Jesus, God told him, you are going to deny me before the cock crow. He said, no, me. No. I will not deny you. He said, no, I will not deny you. Wherever place you go, now go follow you go. Then at the end of the day, what happens? Kukuruku! A small child came to come and meet Peter. Peter, I don't see you people. Are you not one of this man they are beating? Read the book of Luke 22, verse 60 or thereabout. One of them. The cock crow again. Crow again. Peter, I dey see you. I saw both of you in Galilee. You are one of the. He said, no, I'm not the one. It was even a little child, a little boy that asked Peter, I no one. He denied. And just look at him. The people that were whipping the man, look at him again. Be that somebody they so trusted, who they fear, we also speak energy to him. They have already denied him. They whip him the more. Wow. But one thing Peter did, he went into so bad reflection. Master, I'm sorry. The same thing the candidate said, the canon said, His Excellency. The commander-in-chief of the Biafra struggle. I said, may God give them their freedom. He said, I will not disappoint you. You'll be the one to disappoint. I mean, we're talking about the DOS today. They disappointed on the camp. They sold him out. And some rumor even has it that Okonorie Yowa or Tion Yam Bobu way. A man's enemy. According to what was scripted, Matthew 10, verse 36. He said, member. A man's enemy. So at the time, the people that were supposed to defend you are not the one gossiping you. They will bring someone you say you love. They will bring this matter into your parlor. They will bush and bush and bush. You will not say objection. Stop this. If you come with this woman issue again, or if you come with this man issue again, I will ban you from my house. They will bush the person, bush the person, bush the person in your own parlor. Then you say you love the person. Your days are numbered. A lot of people don't know the meaning of friend. You don't condemn people where I am. I don't give room to gossiping. I don't tell people. You have no moral right to come and tell me bad about that person. I might be your son now. No matter how close we are. But there are some persons today. You are not a good friend. For anybody to stand you, or I condemn one where we will like. Oh, I condemn. Eh? Daddy, they no phone. They will know. But we defend the truth. Let's begin to go gradually. That is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 6. He said their web cannot be made into clothing. And nothing they do is productive. All their activity is filled with sins. And violent is their trademark. E.g. the palace. There's nothing you will bring out of there that is used for humanity's sake. It's for their personal selfish interests. The palace. Isaiah chapter 59 verse 6. Read it. The palace and the governor house. You can be good as a person, but the system will also corrupt you. That's why if we are made a leader, we are the system. That's why in this activism, I'm the system. Before when I started IRCP newly, I created a very my Facebook page. When we came back from the inauguration, conference and inauguration we did in Bologna, before this very man in America, we break up. Then when I now look at the shenanigans, I went to go and create my page. I was called to create the page by God of our ancestors, preparing me ahead of what the lane I am right now. So later, we now have a WhatsApp group. We are doing well at times. Okay, let's also be helping ourselves. Contribute money for some persons during their father's burials, some of them during their marriages and all of that. The same people contributed money for, they didn't reciprocate. Now, in 2020, coronavirus were now everywhere. What did I do? I cancel all meetings. This time around, some of the aliens have started misbehaving already. I have one of the board of trustees. That's why I've so much equipped myself. You know, Judas Iscariot was also one of the board of trustees in the book of Luke chapter 3. No, Luke 22 verse 3. So Judas Iscariot was also board of trustees. So I have one of my board of trustees. When he found out that, even I was not even talking to their palace now. Because I don't know how they declare now the kind of water. Maybe they saw it with spiritual eye. That, it'd be like in one broker that Donald Cannon said that they use people's head till they bury any of these people will die, which is true. So I don't know how the hatred come upon this very woman. She used to be a patriot. Then automatically I was not supporting Nnamdi Kanu because of his struggle. That's what I'm called to do, so that I'll get a liberation. He went to go and attack one of my friends in Diaspora Connect that would use a campaign for Obaseki. Me, I didn't say anything. Then so many things now begin to happen. Then after that very incident, other things happen again. People went and created another WhatsApp, organized themselves, they held a meeting on my behalf. Let's assume you want to hold that meeting, you don't want me to be there. There's something you guys were trying to do, maybe for the benefit of our struggles. I was not there. Then it was later I had it. Now, you guys don't even put me there, does not even pinch me. Maybe you want to discuss this thing after that is behind my back. You don't want me to be there. So that you guys can have a free flow of discussion. At the end of the day, one of them called me, said, look at he didn't join the meeting. Because why? If Presido is not here, I cannot be here. It's like I'm betraying the man. And this very person is from my village. Now, which kind of whatever is this? I own this very platform. I called you guys. I created it. The association is registered under my name. Then what's happening? Okay, me now, being somebody that is not always in hurry to know whatever thing that is happening, then I leave everything. Do you know at the end of the day? Maybe because of shame, they couldn't resist the heat. Because they were dealing with God, not me. Between man and God, I did not utter anything. Before you know, every one of them vanished. The platform was still there. The highest giving we have give, I didn't hold meeting about it. The platform is there, but since 2020, I have not called for meeting. I was not instructed by God to call for meeting. There's one of our brothers the other day who went to Nigeria to go and bury his mother. I did that very giveaway myself. Let me call it giveaway. It's a huge amount of money. I did it my own self. From the little you bring, I gather it together. Inside last month here. That guy today was surprised. If we have come for meeting, Egba, this one will say, I never get money. Imagine you are telling people to pay their monthly due, 10 euros, so that we also have to give to people later. Some people will come the whole 7 months. I crushed everything. But financially, we do well now, more than when 10 or 20 people were gathering before. People will not want to pay monthly due. But today, if I tell you what I have did alone with this advocacy, still reaching out, even more than. A lady that gave us 500 euro in 2020 to do souvenir. Do you know who? My Mighty Unified Platform donated money. And she have also contributed to most of these people. Some of them they collected and they left. Imagine we have already helped you during your mother's burial. We have helped you during your marriage. You are supposed to be the first person that will stand on the front and say, this thing, let's do it. One of our sisters the other day, one of our food soldiers, when he lost his mama, most of you contributed that 2022. the money I raised for that girl, for that very lady, today, she still appreciates it. It was not done in the platform. It was done inside the platform. So, what am I trying to say? If people like us come into the system, you can't do anything. The first thing we do is to neutralize every form of influence in that system. This is what Obaseki. He tried though, but he later down to the tune of the people he was supposed to change. That's the problem we have today. That's why I want all of you to pray that let us one be the Joshua. You need to pray. God, turn us when to become the Joshua. Because there are many rivers to cross. Me, I don't like deceiving anybody. I preach hope. But in preaching that hope, I have to also tell you the prerequisite. What and what that you must have to apply if you want to make it work. I do more good today when I'm not calling meeting than when we are calling for meeting. Then I have 100,000 Janoma. I can do meeting or now we are mammy bo, not by we are mammy bo. Either me do I mean and done. As if you are doing it for me. Now that okay, we finished already. Now let's check this Isaiah chapter 30 verse 1. He said, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, or that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sins to sin. He said, woe. What is woe of one? Destruction. Who rebel against a given constitution. The reason why constitution were given to there is no constitution today apart from the federal constitution, 1999 constitution, whatever, about this regional government and all of that, you know. There is no constitution in Nigeria that make one person bigger than another. And it's not there like that too. It can be there on certain administration. All these local this thing you are seeing, this and that, people formulated it. This was the agenda they used in selling slavery. And we as a people, we are not doing anything about it. If you have not gotten freedom from your state, how are you going to get your freedom from federal? Your freedom starts from your locality. Most of you today, the freedom, you have already given your children the freedom of speech. Most of you, when you were growing up, for those that were giving birth to 70s, particularly 70s, you don't speak when your father speaks. Maybe your John they talk to you. Who don't want to reserve and one? Maybe you say, give me Baba. If you not put me away, maybe you ask you out. You know now here. Maybe you can't grumble, come on somehow. Lare. To it from we myself no give on. I ran on my neck, but now give on. You go there your frame out that on your own. But this time around, we does not frame such a thing. Please, you must please first. Please do this. If you don't ever tell them, please, daddy don't always put please anytime he's talking to somebody. Because this is what they tell them in school. If teacher want to ask students something in the school, how many times they bulala your children and you can pay everybody? But this was what we witness. But the time also came, they found out that this is no longer useful. It does not mean that spare the rod, you spoil the child. The rod these days is for you to say, this thing, don't let me see you do it again. Okay? Then if your ancestors loves you, there is also a way interpret that your talk to your children. There are fathers, there are most fathers. You will say, I have never one day raised my hand on my children. They are boast of it. But their children, they fear them. But their mama, wait, don't they make back before you know, go. Their mama, they call for rescue. May your pa confess. And their mama rugged pass. Because there is a spirit that man carries. That the children always see. I need to secure my roots. So that there will be fruit in the top side. The ancestors are begin, the spirit they carry are begin to interpret. On no account should you ever. Your father is the root. It does not mean that the mother is useless. Why some mothers today, they useless the father for the children. Deliberately, not that the man is not good. They want the children to fear them instead of them fearing their father. That's why in a given home, you have to make one person a soldier. If it's even you, the man, maybe you say as if they don't see you finish. Let your mom turn today. I will report you to your mom. And once the man of the house is now saying, he now give you the mantle, for example, because of how the children, how they now looks, or maybe then you, the wife, you are supposed to say, why will you do such a thing? Then one must be acting as soldiers. That's why police is of two. One go they pet you, one go they shout for you. One go they don't call it. The other one they calm you down. The information you never want to give before. Your resident permit that you never want to give out before because you know it's your property and the way they ask you. You don't know when you take give unto them. Now you say, now you inherit correct. That your friend now goat. Not be good, they were trained to do it. He said, can two work together except they agree? So there is no agreement today between the Osadebe Avenue and the palace. The palace does not want Osadebe Avenue to bring out any law that will control them from the palace. And the palace have no written constitution. That's why they can come and show it to us. Is it there? It was a slavery wherever. Even the Osadebe Avenue per se cannot regulate what's happening in the palace. That's why you say, Agweba Wagwan, Oba Sohan, Oba idiot, Oba Sewi. That's where it comes. I face so I want so. That to say you have to have limit where you go home money reach. If you are supposed to be operating, maybe your internal generated revenue supposed to be 80 in this year ending. And the palace owner see 40. My dear, you are in trouble. Because I face so. And I not let you reduce. Automatically you are now having problem. Because be that you are already a part and parcel of that same palace, your eternal generated revenue we don't have before, you have to go and reduce it. Now, who is Obaseki? Now, do I think where or Magbe? When nobody they think go again, if you look back, and the governor is not extraditing anybody, bringing them to BJ for Ogyamba, come to UN and say so and so person. A governor Obaseki Mwari Koto has spent $500 billion to make sure the person is deported. If Obaseki have done one, they will praise him. They feel that Obaseki is the one funding people talking to the palace. It is your fathers and your mother that are watching right now. No wussy, no lacking no man, that is giving us the enthusiasm to speak the truth. Only what they have not given up power to do, we cannot shoot gun. So that's why we use sophisticated languages. A lot of you don't know. So if you hate me, you don't love your father. Because your father no my warning. I swear to God. That's why women accepting nothing. I always say bring it on. Or mommy won a very good day. If your father have told me new thing, they avoid the Oma go egwan. Iya onu gbo ma anu make na jega. Iya gbe oma na gbe na eva Sunday. Then who want me we doctor me no can we bring her on. Small pikin will just hold me go just slap me. It does say woman. Na me go even call Ogbalegbe for am. I'll call Ogbalegbe say make them no arrest am, make them leave am say na my amigo. But make them just only leave am make come out. You may not know the reason why I did this because I was told new thing, don't lay your hands on anybody. Because they want to use this medium to send you to jail. Because I feel my name in Owu. By so doing, they want to terminate this your mission. That's when you see me. If you so guys know, I go lie low. Yo. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. He Paul the apostle where he or where I Paul the apostle, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you, brethren, that you walk in the vocation wherein you are called. He Paul not a one me webu. He fly head young boy, snake in the monkey shadow. He come to a time that we won't spit on Paul. Paul will not say anything. A Paul guy want me who you mean and say, figure we better shape. This is a Paul not take big can before. Then he begin to speak. He said, he's now become the prisoner of God. He was not telling this book, I beseech you, brethren. He tell my when no winning no saluba give away. Don't let anything distract you. So at times, that is how it looks. There is no specific condition that is permanent when it comes when you are doing the real thing for the God of your ancestors. I will make all these things clear so that there will not be misinterpretation or misinformation. Any person that follows this very page sincerely, you might have learned one or two things. Because a lot of you we are just thinking right now, then our fellowship, the people will down necessarily. Iniquity upon iniquity. Then this very Isaiah 59, verse 1, in Matthew 6. Go and read it in your closet. You will understand every bit of thing I'm telling you right now. He said not that God's hand is too short, that he cannot just deliver us like that. Neither is ear deaf that he cannot hear. He said, but our iniquities. And who is committing these very iniquities? It might also be from you in a way because of you spend too much time being afraid all the time not to speak the truth. If every one of us in diaspora today, we are tagging, no more palace in Edo State. What is bad about that? It's demonic now. It's there. It's demonic. I don't know where to feel around you now. They themselves, they know. They know. They themselves, the reasonable one, they know. Why most of their children not supporting them? Most of you are just losing emotion for nothing. Why that? Their children will go to heaven tomorrow. Why you yourself that is supporting them because of your whatever? Eromana we me supported that. Or what come support when the worst come to the worst? Why is that you that they are using? They are not committing sin, they are just there doing their thing. Righteous. Even feeling bad about some certain things. Woman. I think you go, I think you yeah, I think we are robbing. I'm salo boy, we do it by me. Yage or send the other day no TLO. Over that my word now. Go and see the business they have created. He's in Dubai right now. Or we make function plan of even America inauguration with 2025. All men are looking. Then those ones they are lamenting. Why you yourself you are in social media? All guys who I'm not anyone not tired who will have a value. We will see who speak the truth. At the time you keep on supporting evil, my dear, you are blocking the way of your children. You are not doing anybody. If you were billionaire, you are spoiling your generation. Who knows why most of us today we are over struggling? I think we are celebrating passport now. Have you ever seen anybody that have passport and they pay you? That they pay you for becoming a citizen of a country? They don't pay you. They just advance your residence to make you feel more a part of the system. But if they want to start also selecting citizens tomorrow, towards not their key. So nationality they are key, yes, we know you are colored. Come deserve this. You cannot expect me, no matter the passport they give to me, I will not start calling myself a rich Spanish. They just advance my residence so that I don't begin to renew 5 years all the time. Or I can go to any part of European countries and also work easily. But if no we can. What about if I have a spiritual differences I have not settled? If you have settled your spiritual differences, I can't talk Bini. That to say you have settled something. It's spirit that controls the physical. We have not been able to fill up our cloud. That's why today the rain is not falling on us. I mean, handle borrow. Do you know there are some rain that falls? That's why God send down rain. You don't have crops on the ground. At the time you want God to send down rain, God let my rain fall. Have you planted crops? And what kind of crop did you plant? What kind of equivalent of rain did you want? Is it dew that you want? Or you want amenoro no munyo korea? We are not really specifying our life because we don't know the modality na yaro. If I say I pray, a lot of you will see my hand here. You can see that the part of my hand is white. You can see it. I came to this place in Ayanerum before I start my whatever. I prayed for you. You that is watching, I prayed also for you. Okay? Iya neru or clean, eh? I use it to pray. I don't believe on fasting, though, while in a prayer, fast for 40 days and 40 nights. What sin have we committed? That's why they bring up Pentecostal to make you a sinner, begin to pray. That. You have to pray and fast before you can eat 2 square meals. You better than go. You have to pray and fast before you can even take care of your children. Because the word area. Now we have been able to discover. Our own now is now beginning to recover. There was a day in the other garden. I feed bears for you. I remember you often in my prayers. Now, there was something that happens. For those of you that say me the other day, I said that the hurricane Milton that is to hit Florida, no saloba no sofure yo, no guy no huere. From that very 2.5 category, no saloba yak in 0 point something. Did you know? I saw a girl on TikTok. If I can me but it might download on it. Let me see if I can see that very one here. I downloaded it. The most funny part of it is that I saw it yesterday that the guy was saying, the main place now hurricane and our son. And all of them have deserted the city. But despite it still happen in other places. But even because I did not know about the hurricane Helene or not Dwekinodo, I prayed. Man, the prayer that I prayed in social media here. I prayed, but being able to walk away to this minute, let me play it for you a little. Let me play it for you.
The hurricane went from a 5 to a level 2.
Now,
the hurricane was sent to.
He said the hurricane, it came down from level 5 to level 2. That level 2, man, or only a team with motor history, maybe Ranoka Wune, or a beer gohere, but we not yasunu of one history. There was another video again yesterday, I saw, and I said, okay, if I know I'm going to be coming across this very video, I would have. That's why prayers matters a lot. Don't belittle yourself. Don't belittle anybody while you're on. I know I keep on advertising myself, advertiser delight. I'm advertising myself. Is your father that sent me? You will not believe. And I'm not even wanting you to believe. I'm not doing all this thing for you to start looking me as sex again nation. Or one sex again idiot man if you go be cool. Have a intellectual and vaccinated moron. No. But there is where we are going. I want you to also equip yourself. Look for this God yourself. Make yourself available so that the God of your ancestors will also make you able. Let not always count material things. Also count spiritual things. A spiritual things in way see I don't have a blessing if you way. Material things. I do use my father's house to make examples here. None of my father's children today is in the house. Or well or more down you or you will here. If your part down now you go stay for the house. People even best one go where your mati aboge. Era man say no yoke bowana. Most of the time, we are motor good. But the best thing we can leave down for our children. They say that education is the best legacy you can give to your children. Legacy means teaching them how to live, not to talk lies, how to respect law and order. It's not about sending them to Oxford University. Educate them about things of life. Educate them about morals. Don't go and start teaching your children that there is one man. Tell them that it was a narrative. We were conquered, my children. If you grow us tomorrow, you can have a click on how you can bring down this demonic kingdom. Tell them better things. It's not a part of our tradition. That one man, when he speaks, even you are where they are, you can't breathe. So many things that is affecting us today, we don't know because there are problems we were born to solve. We are not solving it. Because we are afraid. How will you, for how long will this one continue? There's a palace conflicting the government. Anytime government enact a law, abandoning the activities, so some group of aliens will don't make protests. He's fighting the palace. He's fighting the palace. I said it one time. If Oba want to go to court, let him go to court and explain himself. Other normal condition is not bigger than the judiciary. But today we are carried away. And why are they not doing all that thing that make our life to be better than this fear here, ugboririno, iriyo yerenkwe, iriyo yorona. That you use fire to burn, but the same fire cannot burn invaders and the people spoiling the communities. And putting this one so that the decolonization of the mind, which is the repentance, you need to start from somewhere. You have to repent of this archaic idea. This fear, you have to kill it first. That's why some of the weapons the enemy used to conquer you, they use fear and indictment. These are the two major things, and guilt. That's why look at how they were able to cajole everybody in the book of Malachi 3 verse 10. If he doesn't pay tithe, things will be tight for you. If he doesn't pay tithe, God will close heaven. Who will hear that one you day inside church? The next day you are afraid you want to go and pay your tithe. They use fear, indictment, and guilt. Imagine, I know one made they call me Ogionba, by so doing what your spirit never accepted. How many of our fathers live their life in full? They all live their life in fear. There is a video, I think this video was 2017 precisely. This very video was 2017. Let me see if I can get it here. Let me play it for you. I think it was Ogugo or so. Let me allege it first. It was something like Ogugo. When the man were banished from the palace. I saw that video when it happened newly, but I saw it again. I will download it. And look at the video here. Look at the video here. This is what they know how to do. Now, to where we hear, then let me just allege all. Let me allege all. I'm in a boy. To what we heard then, that this man, whether he does not portray when he was explaining one or two things about his community, and to the tradition he was not supposed to portray by kneeling down something. There is a way, you know, each villages or local government, there is a way the ancestors build up their whatever. Some of them are senior to the palace. Why palace is senior son? Like Ronigbe now, Ronigbe fed they do Igwe before Oba. They say Olokunoroke. Olokunore Norame or Senoroke. The homage. Something like that. I'm just trying to paraphrase it, you know. That's why this man were humiliated. Not that he had maybe maybe he go sleep with small pikin for farm or Ogbikuyevo. Maybe now you are supposed to, oh my, the way we show animal the other day. Put his 2 knees on the ground. But you don't kneel down before the queen to say anything. They will never permit you to kneel down. No matter how stupid you will be. Carry the mic and say, Your Majesty or Your Highness, I'm pleased to be here today. I'm privileged to be here. May you live long. You make your blood man. A man with arthritis of 90 years, you have to put your knee on the ground. I think the weather is really changing. Let me be parking and Nekwa sike kina layo wa odo. Now, why did I play this video for us? To tell you the inhuman that most of us today that call ourselves a people, that what we have, allowed to be in our society. As many of us watching today, our main purpose in this very world is not just to come and maybe come to Europe and enjoy yourself. You have a specific assignment. That's why it is good you look for that assignment. I love most of our people share a video, they made their contribution to the best of their quarter. I think I'm telling you now, some of the things you bring at times, what we have used it to do for other persons. Automatically, as that blessing is coming, it comes to you. I don't claim it. As that blessing is coming, my brother, it comes to you. Because I don't need to eat your money. Some people sow money, they sow money for their problem to be solved. There was some time ago, about 3 years ago here, a lady called me during my birthday. First time I was just surprised. Brother, the account here, I give the lady her account in Nigeria, her secretary's account. Then after, she now sent me a request, it was a bad document. Do you know, inside COVID, the way some people were carrying rumor, inside COVID, or travel in Nigeria. Who knows whether not because of some of the reason why I sold that money, so that didn't be that. I know he told me to pray for her. But along the line, after that very prayers, she got a testimony. So it is good most of the time you sow on a ground that is in a fertile soil. Imagine you give us money. From the one you gave to us, we were able to split it. I told you the other day how a mother was almost having a stomach ulcer. Because if I came in a row, I grew up to meet my mom, live such a life also. There are most of you today where because once they put food for ground for you, if we are worrying, any father not way nor you I grew up to meet my father and king when I did. You know, say papa that year now, I mock me on your head. Now we night the last go to why you go to watch NTA news because na ya quick equal Hana Beni. A demo when you have to wait me papa come back from war first. Once you hear that sound, you know say okay, Baba Rene. Then maybe mom see you come bring food or now you go serve the food. One papa is small, not me say eat for outside. Seeing the children there, he no get on one many rich. He must eat remain we go let all of una eat. Even when na rim yo wo no right because it's center moye pie. Why the rest of that children go share one figment. So jin any so wo who do afie ku ye ni you were you there? I know most of that's it. Now so it still be. Now so our papa we don't see that our great grandfather today. At times they don't go sleep to make sure as you are in labor room. You think say now Jesus Christ now save you. Now your grandpapa they there with you. Was a while we went wa border be worry we wa BSC. Be that umame me no. That is it. So if he said those that know their God. If you know your God, my dear, you don't need to allow one person who come to trouble you. Like me now, I'm not despite the strength to salopa to advocate. I have sweet dreams. You know me say they know they gather. He says surely they will gather. He said the gathering of the Lord, they will gather to scatter. That is to say, if they gather not before God, not before your favor. It not go work. If as enemy take plan for person, he man act banana. Look at the way they run after Apostle Alfred. What about the one physically? What about the one the night on? What about the night on? If these people can be saying on media, you can see them, they are furious. They will come out for protest, mobilize themselves. Don't you see that now they are a bone and fading? Because there is also a God who have promised to say, so far, don't open door for the devil. That's why I read the scripture often. I'm not trying to get spirit from there. I'm reading it, being that this one here brainwashing man. I'm trying to rewash your brain again. That is decolonization of the mind. That's called repentance. I think Matthew 4 verse 17. He said, repent. Precisely, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So that is the repentance. In Christianity, it is called repentance. In advocacy, it is called decolonization of the mind. We need to decolonize our mind. Let's forget about these fears they put in there. And don't be afraid to treat people the way they are treating you. Or man attach them because on where we the platform now. Or but your battles where we can watch your battle. Don't allow them to always lay that course and go scot-free in everything. If they can kill, we can. If they can carry gun and make protests, carry tag and lion. We have no tag and lion to put on the street. But any of their narrative by word, we are going to change it by word. A little freedom of speech today you are experiencing. There is freedom of speech in Europe. They fought for it. Somebody were telling me the other week, and I want to get again. For Italy, why did they laugh and so? As your country, now you don't know the value of your country. Now you don't know how a dose is supposed to be. By now, people know, and that's why they look at you and they laugh. Why are these people not speaking? My one already nation, my wow fame. Mineral resources in red over. Anagle we now where we know where Edo State is now autonomous. We know it then become a sovereignty state of its own. For example, what Edo State have na yakba a palace in my Muropa, federal government in my Muropa, my dear. As a citizen, your life will be better than the one of Dubai. As a 1980 something, Dubai was like a desert. Go and see Dubai today. They pay their citizens. Education is free, everything is free. But up till now, we have not health care free. Why your hospital, woman pay card in every UBTH. I attend you. Because they need to rag money. We swim in the government to get view to make this thing possible. A palace is in here. That's why they say it's a slap against the palace. Ogwaba attack me. So if you listen to these very people, their father have already sold most of them into palace, into slavery. Imagine Omanoin Ladian, I've seen two persons, Abiaru and Ha, one in America, you two regime, or we ain't keke of yon bayan. And they are said it. Now you are following such a person. The one they do with mistake. They benevolently honor the tie that the children is also going to struggle when in this struggle now. You want to become sentiment and put your generation into more mess. I don't know about my mom. I don't know about my agenda with passport on our head, yellow on our head, red on our back. Any passport in my nani. Are we not struggling today? Are we not having health issues? Are you becoming where my thing will now go back home? Are we not still harassed by police? Can we, with that same passport, can they still count our vote at home? It's reason whereby a country where you cannot still vote and elect your leader. They still force leader into you in the 21st century. Because you cannot still vote when one say now. Even when you are now a nationality of the most, that is first world country. You cannot still elect a leader. All of you, they rank our election. I can say where about 70% good those head, better people, no 70%, they supported us one. Good 70%. But did they allow our vote to count? Then this same we, now we have freedom. We don't have freedom. How can you have freedom away? Away advantage, you home advantage. We don't have move advantage. We are working for the one we're working with bookman. Now you cannot carry your children home because the government, the everybody's already afraid. Even though when they try to change the system, in our form, these people, they are going to be using the same media to cover up their mess. Imagine during Obaseki's whatever, only me one and they talk about killing of Fulani. It's like the rest of that social media bourgeoisie. It's like they doesn't have a village. Imagine almost said who have already decamped to APC. It's almost said they go to talk about the insecurity Norokada or Norovia. They are going to paint it as if it is good. Even when Obaseki were there, nobody talks about whatever thing that's happening there. I'll be the one to talk about Ovia. I'll be the one to talk about Orion. Not to talk of now when APC go to be floating money to social media to start putting on it. Don't you see now? Though it's going forward. Things are happening. Amy down was soon cover up. You are going to be seeing a lot of cover up. You are going to be seeing a lot even when they cannot even allow the pensioner. Anytime pensioner want to move, maybe go for protest. Larry, where maybe when they want to do protest, they did prayer recently. They were to thank their God. They want to thank their God. No ring election here for the successful election. The letter came out. Was the election successful? What was successful about the election? If Obaseki have followed them, the way they have Vimozo, Vioitaga and Lion, but the way they have encouragement in here, or give them that enthusiasm, or give them that energy and frequency and vibration, for them to come out on the street, if Obaseki have mobilized like that, would they call it free and fair election? What did they contribute and make it to be free and fair election? Did they contribute anything? That all APC, all PDP were arrested. Up to after election, you kidnapper Apostle Alfredo Yunusa. Thank God today, they have gotten his liberty. Now they came out. The same thing they are going to be doing. Anytime now we workers in Amape can have protest, they will bring out one letter from the palace. A palace in Eminowu. Or wait for 7 days. Now anybody will. The government house will publish it in collaboration with the palace. By so doing censorship, they will use the palace more and more to make sure your freedom of speech is being removed automatically from you so that you don't speak. But Obaseki give room to anybody that want to protest. Look at Obaseki government today. Or Makogi government. Because it's democracy. You don't want to start harassing anybody. The man want to finish up his tenure on Yaswan. Not harassing anybody, not using his power to suppress anybody. But they are the ones suppressing him. I wonder if PDP can still talk in Edo State. If Obaseki is still the chief security officer, they cannot allow them to access to beavers. What about when Obaseki is not there? Maybe then they will have other plans. So that's that. So we are here to expose lies. So they have turned medocracy to instead of democracy. That's where we are today. So me, I'm exempted. For those of you who are family, you have a generation to protect. Please also protect your generation. I will know, man. As Agbona one day, you have children to leave behind. Plant the truth. Plant it, whatever it takes. Water it. I went one time in Watana one on a door. A door right now, mine egg now. No one moving, one more here. So when I do go make a king lay ye, Uriowa. When I won't wave our dog while I say can lay ye, Uriowa, because I was wagging comes out. If as you guys have said, we are not planning coming, person like me, I'm not planning coming. I have nothing to come and do there with me, man and God. My spiritual assignment is not there now. Or what we have a river, I trust my God, I know what they can do. As it was created, I know what they can do. All scripture must play on my part. That's why the Revelation 13, 16, and 17, if you don't have the mark, I fight. I fight. So I've defended all scripture when I have Moyoto. He said, you know what, someone, but what it was created. I'll be acting my own effectively. So no reasimo bovono. Ona wa we dog anywhere I'm not called. My dear, I will just tell God as when I go you talk, when I got Moses, being that it is biblical. Exodus 14 verse 19. Exodus 4 verse 19, sorry. Exodus 4 verse 19. Or where the people that sought to kill you, they are dead. God show me a sign they are no longer there. All of them will be crumbled immediately. Then, Master Source of the ticket in me. Then I go, we go and do whatever I want to do. So please, let not sugarcoat anything. Let not support anything evil. You have your own life to live. You got your destiny in your hands. A Bujibante, or which go to rule his destiny. That's what he said. That's what Bujibante said. Or we go to rule his destiny. That's what he said. I'm just writing up right now. Let me just round up live broadcast. I'm on live broadcast. But F, just hold on, F. So guys, see you some other time. Today date is I think today's date is 11th October 2024. So maybe probably by tomorrow. From here is a wonderful day. Bye, ciao.